I look like a bear. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at gut feelings that were actually right. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Twice, while delivering pizza to shady neighborhoods, things didn't look right. I trusted my instincts and booked. Both times, no one ever called back to ask about their food never arriving. That's all the proof I need. Wow, that's true. If no one complained about the pizza they never got, there's something fishy there. It was 1995. I was 18, still living with my parents, and I was walking home from a friend's house at about 2 a.m. in the middle of the summer. He only lived 5 or 6 blocks away, and we often hung out watching movies after I got off work. Usually I would drive to his house because we'd been out with other friends, but this night I had parked at home and we walked to his place. There's not usually a lot of traffic between our houses, but this night I was about halfway home when a pickup truck drives by with 2 guys in the cab and 2 in the bed. I immediately felt like I was in danger. I saw the truck turn the corner and I dived over some hedges in the closest yard I could find. I hid under them. I saw the truck come back around the corner and slowly drive down the street. When it got to where I was hiding, I heard one of the guys say, "Where did he go?" and another respond that he didn't know. They kept driving, and I didn't see them again. I stayed hidden for a good 15 minutes before getting up and running the rest of my way home. I'm certain they would have jumped me if they found me. Like they were about to rob him or something. Jeez, that's always scary, walking home in the dark. I hate that feeling. You know, just always so paranoid about everything. Like I could see anyone and all of a sudden I'm like, that person's gonna kidnap me. Nuh-uh. You know, I'm running for my life. I stopped at Home Depot to pick up an item, so I knew it was going to be a quick trip. I'm in the store and notice I'm pretty much the only girl in there besides employees. I couldn't find what I was looking for and had to ask multiple employees before I found it. I check out, and as I'm heading out to the car, I noticed a shady dude standing against a tree on one side of my car. On the other side of my car is another shady guy sticking his arm outside of his car window. When I walked out, they both turned and stared at me. My heart dropped. I started to feel queasy, and my mind instantly knew to turn around and go inside. I stood there shaking at the front of the store until I could get the courage to ask an employee to walk me to my car. As soon as they saw me walking out with an employee, the guy standing by the tree walked around my car and into the driver's side of the car parked next to me. To this day, I swear I was a short walk away from being kidnapped. That's so shady. That is shady. I mean, if that was really what was going to happen, they were really about to do that in broad daylight. That's scary as. Dude, we're not even safe in the daylight. Helped a victim of human trafficking get to a shelter. Context: I was a medical student at the time, now a resident, and the city my school was in is a hub for human trafficking. I noticed a patient in the ER who had a pretty bad injury to her face was with a sketchy looking guy who was not related to her. She wasn't my patient, but I brought my gut feeling up to my doctor, who then made up some excuse to talk to the patient alone and got her to help. I never talked to her myself, but I couldn't shake the vibe I got from looking at her and the man she was with. Thank gosh. Thank gosh for you, man. I'm so glad you spotted that, however you did. Thank you. You saved someone. Oof. Yeah, never shake off your gut feeling. I was a 20-year-old student, alone in my apartment one evening. I was expecting the cable guy, so when I heard a knock at the door, I opened it. I saw an older man that definitely was not the cable guy, as he did not have a uniform on. I asked him what he wanted. He said he was going around the apartments installing security alarms. I right away did not trust him and told him that it was a bad time and that my roommate was on the phone long distance with her parents and was going through some personal stuff. She was not there, but I did not want him to think I was alone. He said, "Where is she?" I just closed the door in his face and said, "Not a good time." I called my landlord the next morning and asked her about installing security alarms, and she had no idea what I was talking about and did not authorize it. If you ever get into a situation where it looks like you are alone, really try to convince the person that is making you feel uneasy that you are not alone. Another time when I was young, walking home in the dark, and 2 men stopped the car and started saying lewd things to me, I just walked up to her house and knocked on the door, and they drove off quickly. Way more vulnerable when you're alone. I'm so glad she shut the door in his face though, because what if he was like 2 girls? I could take him. Maybe he'd think he would have a chance, right? So I'm so glad she just shut the door. But yeah, I think with this story, is no matter who is knocking on your door, no matter who you're expecting, always check it before you open the door. I think that's the mistake they made here. Always check who it is, okay, before opening. If it's someone that you don't know, just don't open it at all. One thing I realized does a lot is having a pair of obviously male shoes. I still have a pair of spare shoes from my older brother who wore significantly larger shoes than I do, and they really stand out on the shoe rack because he had done some weird spray painting on them and look obviously worn. Every single time anyone comes to visit, I see them notice the shoe rack and that unique pair of much larger shoes without fail. I'm convinced it helps them think a guy is around, especially since at least a small handful of visitors, mainly handymen of various kinds, have brought it up. Wow, I can't believe they would bring it up though. Oh, so is your husband in the house right now? You know, they'll bring it up. Interesting. Dated a guy for 3.5 years. He joined the army, and a few months later, a girl at his base made a Thanksgiving post about being thankful, tagged him and a ton of other people in it. I pestered him about her a few times, but he was very adamant about her just being a friend. Until 5 months later, when he told me he'd knocked her up by sending me a meme. He actually had the audacity to send her a meme to tell her he had been cheating. I had been living and working in Korea, and one day I was coming up out of a subway station and saw a man talking to another foreign woman. She had that polite, frozen smile on her face. The "why is this guy talking to me" smile. I walked up to her and linked my arms with her and said, "Hey Sarah, there you are you ready to go?" and just started walking. The guy followed us, but I sped up and made an abrupt turn into a coffee shop. We hid and I saw him walk past, still looking for her. We ended up getting coffee and chatting for a bit. I found out that he had followed her off the train and had been getting increasingly aggressive for the last 10 minutes. I don't know what might have happened, but I'm really glad I interfered. Good on you. Thank gosh. People like you are amazing, honestly. If you see someone that needs help, yeah, just pretend that you know them. Or if someone comes up to you and pretends that they know you, pretend that you know them, okay? When I was a young kid back in the 80s, I was playing on my front lawn when this van pulled up on the road and the sliding door opened. A guy about 19 to 20 aggressively waved at me to come to the van, and I immediately knew something wasn't right, so I ran inside and told my parents, and they freaked out and ran outside, but they were gone by then. Stranger danger wasn't really a thing back then, and I had no idea what an abduction was at the time, but looking back on it, my life could have ended that day had I chose to go over to the van. Oh my gosh, what, stranger danger wasn't a thing back then? So everyone trusted each other? No way. Oh my gosh. Jeez. That is scary as. A few years back, I was dating a girl who went camping with a friend for a couple weeks. I didn't mind because I trusted her, but I started to get a gut feeling she was cheating on me while she was gone. Shortly before she was supposed to come back into town, she called and dumped me over the phone. How sad is that? She had a guy who trusted her so much that he was willing to let her camp with a guy friend. You know what I mean? Like, that's someone who loves you so much that they trust you like that, you know? A lot of people in relationships would not allow this to happen. But this guy trusted her so much to allow her to do that. It just sucks how she took advantage of it. Oh my gosh, man. Jeez. Why do the best guys always get hurt? That sucks. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.